Are you autistic? In this video, I'm discussing how you can tell someone that you think you may be autistic. This is very important. All that's coming up. Hey guys, welcome back to the Ask Me World. My name is Dan. I have autism and ADHD, OCD and dyslexia, and I make weekly videos all about this stuff. So if you're new around here and you want to learn more, then get on board by hitting that notification bell down below to subscribe to see more videos from me. Guys, what's going on? This is very interesting because I get asked a lot of times, like people saying, hey, I think I'm on the autism spectrum, or I've done a test online, which you can get at the askmeworld.com. You can go and take the test on that. I think I'm autistic. How do I tell this to somebody? Like, how do I explain to my mother or my friend or my spouse or whatever? And one of the things I would say to them is that, there are ways in which you can basically talk to somebody about it, but we kind of need to clarify what is it that you're kind of seeking a diagnosis for, and do you have autism? Does it seem that way? So we're going to get into all that right now. But first, a word from today's sponsor. Guys, today's video is sponsored by Brillia. Now, Brillia is a non-prescription, homeopathic, no nasties, non-addictive, little kind of medication that you can take for ADHD and autism-related traits. Now, this is really interesting because it helps enhance clarity, improve concentration and attention, reduce feelings of things like impulsivity, restlessness, irritability, and impulsivity, which is kind of perfect for ADHD, right? When it comes in these little tabs and you just pop one out, put it in your tongue and it dissolves, you take like 3 to 4 a day, maybe more, depending on what dosage you want to take. And after about 2 or 3 weeks taking it, you'll notice a mega difference. Now, a lot of my community know that I'm an ambassador for Brillia, and I have some really good feedback from them saying that it's absolutely amazing. Now, the cool thing about Brillia is you can get it for adults and for children. So you can definitely try it out, see if it works for you. But I do highly recommend, checking with your doctor first before taking any type of medication, no matter how homeopathic it is. Now, if you're interested in trying Brillia, I have a 15% off discount code with the link down below using ASPY15 as a discount code. Pop it in the link down below, and you can try it yourself with 15% off. Super awesome. I highly recommend it. Brillia is awesome. Thanks for sponsoring the video, guys. Let's get on with it. So the first thing to kind of think about when you're thinking about autism is, am I autistic? Well, why do I come to that conclusion? Have I taken a test? Well, there are some kind of basic traits of autism that are very characterized in things that you can see quite clearly in people. Now, one of them is a lack of eye contact or a lack of true eye contact. So autistic people will maybe avert eye contact and look away from looking directly into your eyes or looking past you. So they're kind of just looking past your ear or above your head a little bit. And all of this is because looking into somebody's eyes for an autistic person is quite an intense feeling or an emotion, right? And if you're an autistic person watching this, you'll know exactly what I mean. Or if you're a potential undiagnosed but self-diagnosed autistic, then you'll know what I mean. Now, issues with social interaction are plentiful in autism. Social cues, the social conventions, small talk, all of the good stuff. Okay, it's not really good. It's all kind of like really difficult stuff to learn. But those things are triggering and behaviors that are quite difficult for autistic people to kind of inherently just know from growing up in that situation. You have to really understand those things to kind of be good at them. And neurotypical people or non-autistic people will get these things naturally, just happen. But autistic people will take extra amount of time to kind of learn these things, if at all, because it is quite a difficult thing to understand. Some other bits are things like, rigid, strict routine, obsessive interest, like obsessing over something like completely, like, if you like books or something, obsessed with books, or you obsessed with like the Titanic or Marilyn Monroe or something like that. And the other is a sensory processing disorder. Now, sensory processing disorder, or SPD, comes comorbid, meaning co-occurring with autism almost 100% of the time. I'm not really come across many autistic individuals who don't have some sort of sensory processing issue. Now, that being said, okay, you have all these things, then what do? You suspect this criteria that you've kind of come up with. Where do you go from there? Now, you can go and do an AQ test online, which is an autism culture test, which you can get from the aspyworld.com/autism test. I will leave a link down below for that. And then you can see what you score. Now, scoring on this test is anywhere between 33% and 50%. Scoring between 33 and 50 on this point scoring process would say that you're autistic or potentially autistic. But scoring lower than 33 would kind of say that you just have maybe some autistic behavioral traits that you could have picked up or learned behavior from social kind of constructs. But it's not a complete accurate test. It's just a first stepping stone. So bear that in mind, guys, when you're thinking about doing something like this. Now, what do you do if you want to tell somebody you're autistic? So you've done all these things, you got the test, you got the results, and then you want to speak to somebody. Now, this is the most simplest, honest, easiest way. If you wanted to talk to your friends about it, pick the friend that you have most affinity for, a likeness for, a friend that you feel you vibe with really well. Speak to them and tell them your concerns. Say, look, I'm feeling like this. I think I might be autistic. What do I do? Do you think I should go seek a diagnosis? Blah, blah, blah. Now, if they are genuine friends, now if they care about you and love you, they will be supportive every single way, and they won't give you their opinion. They'll just be like, hey, okay, yeah, let's sort it out. Let's see what you want to do, and I'll support you. And the same goes for family members. If you want to tell somebody in your family, which isn't always easy because they're the people who know you the best, and they may be sometimes in denial that there may be a neurodevelopmental condition going on rather than just you being you because they've known you all your life to being like that. And I've had this experience as well. And I would just speak to them honestly and say, hey, I think I'm autistic. I want to go for a diagnosis, and just be completely honest. When you're honest with people, when you say it as it is, they can't really go back on it because you can't improve upon the truth. That's what it is. And if they are your true family members and friends and the people who love you, they will support you every step of the way. Now, there are many different things you can do in the process to actually get diagnosed. And I did a video, which I'll link at the end of this video, where you can go and watch how, what are the 3 kind of pathways to get an autism diagnosis and some of the ways you can do that. I have some free PDF downloads as well, which will be in that video, so definitely check that out. Now, in terms of telling other people, if you do have an autistic diagnosis, and you're wanting to kind of, your friends don't know yet, and you're wanting to tell them, it's like a newly diagnosed thing. Like when I was 26, I was diagnosed, so now my whole life kind of changes a little bit. I go out to tell people different things, right? So I basically was wondering what I should do, and I had a very big rule for this. If you're a close family member or a friend, I will tell you directly. I'll message you and say, hey, I've just had a diagnosis. This is what is going on with me. This is what and who I am. And everybody else had a need-to-know basis. So when I was in work, if something happened and it was causing me issues because of my neurological difference, I speak to my work about it. Or if I got into a discussion and I didn't understand something and people thought I was a bit odd, or they thought I was being rude or narcissistic, I'd be like, look, it's not narcissism, it's not rudeness, I'm actually on the autism spectrum. Kind of very similar to the 2018 or 2017 Power Rangers movie where Billy, the Blue Ranger, he's dragging like something across this kind of like a quarry yard where they found all the Power Rangers stuff. And he says, oh, sorry, I'm on the autism spectrum. And the guy's like, okay, cool. So it's kind of like a need-to-know basis, and this is super important. When you keep people on a need-to-know basis, you protect your privacy, you protect your validation, and you protect the need for other people to just be spying on you for no reason. Your diagnosis is personal to you. Now, if you are thinking about having an autism diagnosis, drop me a comment down below. I could probably point you in the direction of some other things that may actually help. Now, if you're watching this and you are an autistic person and you're wanting to know more about talking to other people, drop me a comment, say, I'm autistic, what up? I'd love to read your comment every single one. Now, I highly recommend you checking out this next video that I recommend in here, because this will be kind of like the next step in this journey for you. And don't forget to check the links down below that I've mentioned. Okay, guys, I'll see you next time. Like this video and share it if you think it's good. Awesome. Peace.